Okay, here's a sonnet by William Shakespeare entitled Nor Marble Nor the Gilded Monuments. Now, when you see a pair of nors, like nor, that means neither nor, okay? So it makes a little more sense when you realize that. All right, so I'm going to read the poem through and then do a little analysis, and keep in mind that neither nor is the first line, okay? Nor marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living memory, the living record of your memory. Against death in all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth. Your praise shall still find room, even in the eye of all posterity that wear this world out to the ending doom. So, till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. Okay, so it's addressed to his loved one, his beloved, and he is saying that writing this sonnet, 14 lines, is going to preserve her memory throughout time, to the end of time. And anyone who reads it 200, 500, 900 years from now will be thinking about her, okay, because he has preserved her beauty and his love for her in this capsule. And that's what the poem is about. And that's what a lot of his poems about, how he can preserve memory through the years, all right? And nothing can touch it. So there's a couple of words here we have to look at. Enmity means adversity, animosity, hatred, and, which causes people to not only dislike each other, but to take arms against each other. So he talks about that in the form of Mars is the god of war, and the sword, war is quick fire. So there's a lot of allusion to war and destruction in this poem. But while all of that is going on, it's almost like it's outside the realm of this beautiful poem, because the poem is preserving her, both his love for her and her beauty. Okay, so let me read it again, and then we'll go through the analysis below. Okay, so the masonry, by the way, I didn't mention that, is statuary. In other words, big monuments memorializing something, whether it's a battle, or the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Monument. Okay, those are forms of masonry. And remember, Mars is personified here as the god of war with his sword and the quick fire that happens in war, explosions and people are destroyed. All right, so we'll read it again. Nor marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. All right, so statues could be covered in grit and dirt and over periods of time, So unless you are constantly cleaning them, they'll, fade in their brightness, the marble, the white shining marble will tarnish. And that would be true of almost anything, okay? Anything is going to be tarnished over a period of time with erosion. So when wasteful war shall turn statues upside down, okay, destruction, bombs and explosions, all right? And broils, that would be fights, all right? A broil is, people at war against each other. That would root out the work of masonry, overturn statues and destroy them, cathedral churches in Europe. And, just think of like the bombing of Dresden, Germany, all of the buildings that were destroyed. He says, neither Mars' sword nor war's quick fire shall burn the living memory of your memory, a record of your memory. So you will be untouched by all of this fire and destruction. This living memory, I'm sorry, I keep saying that, this living record, which is preserved within the confines of this poem, will be untouched, all right? And it'll go marching down the into the future, marching down the time, all right? So, shall you pace forth? That would be marching forward. Your praise shall still find room, even in the eye of all posterity. So posterity are those people who live after us, generations and generations and generations of new people that inhabit the earth. That's the posterity, okay? So those people, in their eyes, they will see your love, all right, that I have for you. They will, I will share that with them. So in that regard, your memory will be preserved and move on throughout the centuries. So that wear this world out to ending doom. Like that simply means, to the end of time. People come and go. They live and die, and they're buried, all right, until the end of the time. And then the last two lines, the rhyming couplet, which is a signature of Shakespearean sonnet, he sums it up. And he says, so till the judgment that yourself arise, that would be on the last day when the souls are, risen from the grave, and the last judgment, okay, the final judgment of all mankind, and the goats and the sheep are separated, You will live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. So anyone who is familiar, has an experience of having loved or being loved by someone else, will read this poem and, will have empathy, understanding how deep his love for her was. And in that way, you will live on forever. So I'll walk through the analysis, and then we'll go back and read it one more time. Nor marble nor the gilded monuments is a beautiful sonnet in which the speaker is addressing his beloved and telling her that her memory shall be preserved throughout time within the confines of this poem. He tells her that the poem itself will serve as a vehicle to carry his love for her through every social upheaval, and that the future may have in store for all of humanity. Okay, so all the wars that will be ensuing through the future years, and her memory shall be preserved within this time capsule until the end of time, when all shall be raised from the dead on Judgment Day. So the poem captures the sentiment, feelings expressed in the modern-day song. It's not so modern anymore. Till the end of time, which the balladeer sings, just tell me you love me, and you are mine, and our love will go on to the end of time. So it's the same idea here. The beauty of the sonnet can be found in its structure. Okay, we know what a sonnet is: 8 lines and 6. First part is octave, second part sestet, octave presents one idea, sestet treats it differently. Okay, so in this poem we have that. Now move on. The first line sets up the comparison contrast idea. When the word structure nor, I already explained this, is used, it means neither nor. So Shakespeare is saying that neither beautiful marble monuments nor gilded, in gold, that means golden, statuary, that means statues, shall withstand the ravages of time in comparison to the words of this poem. They will be tarnished, they will be destroyed, but his words will not. Okay? His beloved, therefore, shall be preserved within the confines of this sonnet, protected from the adverse effects of corrosive time and any form of erosion which might occur naturally in stone or metal or any other substance found in nature. The passage of time will never cause harm to the memory of his beloved, because his words will endure so long as there are people alive who can read them. And by contrast to this effects of the sluggish time on man-made monuments, the beauty of his beloved shall shine more brightly in the eyes of those who shall read the poem, as we ourselves do at this moment here in the 21st century. We're reading it. It's 500 years removed from when he wrote it and composed it. Okay. So the second quatrain, now quatrains are 4 lines, develops the second aspect of the theme, the effects of civil strife or war. In the 500 years which have elapsed since Shakespeare lived, there have been countless casualties and deaths in national and worldwide conflicts. Just in the last 100 years, okay, World War I, there were 37 million casualties and 20 million deaths, okay, 17 million deaths. And in World War II, approximately 60 million deaths, and that's only in a period of 100 years, even less. Okay, so war brings complete destruction to the infrastructure of the country which participates in the conflict, leaving huge cities such as we've seen in the conflagration of Dresden, Germany, and Hiroshima, Japan, and Nagasaki as well. All right, so Shakespeare is telling his beloved that Mars, the god of war, in all his mighty ability to leave no trace behind in the aftermath of such destruction and devastation, shall never touch the record of memory of his beloved. That memory shall be contained, protected, and preserved within the confines of the sonnet. The third quatrain develops the theme of one's physical mortality. In due time, the beloved's remains and those of all others destined to trod upon this earth shall be swept away from the earth, okay, dust to dust. Yet, down the corridor of the future time, the memory of his beloved shall pace forth, and praises shall continue to be sung. All right, that was the word I was hunting for, pacing down the memory, down the corridors of time, you know. So, her memory shall pace forth and continue to be sung. Your praise shall still find room in the eyes of all posterity, or those future generations of lovers that know how it feels to love someone and be loved in return. As long as there are living, breathing human beings, there shall be lovers, and they shall know of the beloved's existence. That would be the girl in this poem, and they shall know of his praise for that beloved. Okay, and that might not necessarily be a woman either. Okay, back at this time they wrote these love sonnets to men. Okay, men wrote them to men, dedicated to their sponsors. You know, that kind of like supported them financially to carry on with their work. So sometimes in tribute to their sponsor, they would write these poems. So the final rhyming couplet reinforces the theme that he is giving his beloved. Immortality through his declaration of love and he has preserved that love within the contents of the sonnet so dedicated. So until Judgment Day, his beloved shall have life, both within the poem itself and in the eyes of new lovers who can relate to the experience of love. And the rhyming couplet at the end of a Shakespearean sonnet generally sums up the whole poem. So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. Okay, we'll go back to read it one more time. Nor marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn, and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars' sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory. Against death and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth. Your praise shall still find room even in the eye of all posterity that wear this world out to the ending doom. So, till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes.